We're at the mobile home today and I have a big important job that we need to get done, getting water hooked up to the home. This is bigger than it might sound. We're going to start with a small side project and you're going to see this has a lot of facets to it. So I started by making a frame, and as you can see, also has a lot of facets to it. We are going to be making a base. So we're going to be starting this job over here at the well tank. Now a well pressure tank like this is designed to take strain off the well pump by holding water under pressure, so that when you turn on your water, it takes from this tank first, and it can give you several gallons, 15 gallons of water, whatever, until it gets too low pressure, and that's when the switch activates, turns on your well pump to fill this tank back up. That helps because it minimizes how often your well has to turn on, and it also lengthens the time that your well pump runs. Your well pump should run for at least a minute at a time. This can kind of drain down, your well pump turns on, and it can run for a while it fills it back up to maintain pressure, and then it turns off. That's how it works. This isn't old style, nobody's really doing it like this anymore. So it's just literally a metal tank with an air space and water below it, but they're touching, the air and water are touching. The new tanks have a bladder which separates the air from the water. And since this is an old style, it works differently. And it means our well is plumbed differently, so we can't just switch over to a new tank. So what we want to do is maintain this for as long as we can, but we want to make it better. We're going to drain the tank, which we just did. We're going to move it, and we're going to build a concrete base under it, because right now it's just sitting on the dirt, and that's going to lessen the lifespan of the tank, because it's just sitting in the damp soil. And it's also like leaning, it's settling into the ground and putting stress on the plumbing pipe fittings. We're going to unhook this side first. This is the well, and the water pumps in like that. Let us disconnect the wire and undo this coupling, and then the tank will be free. Oh, I'm surprised that still works. Okay. This is cozy in here.
Yeah, squishy.
Oh man, that just got loose, just pounding. I was trying to turn the nut here. I don't know how that could be so loose. There, that'll work for now. I can't believe how loose that got just tapping at it.
Well, just take it out. Can it spin out?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to do this.
We weren't expecting this.
Not like that.
Yeah, that has to go down then.
Shouldn't strike tools with a hammer. Let me think about it.
You shouldn't.
Not technically. Because tools are hard and steel, they can snap.
Oh.
Oh, it just started moving. I got it! Okay, tank should be free now. This is the outlet going to the house, and believe it or not, it goes down right here. There's a valve right here. There's a shutoff valve. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I had no idea there was actually a shutoff valve going into the house right here. They had it buried underground. I'm stuck. What do I do?
Just
Well,
kind of shimmy it over.
if that's not in the way. That'll clean the tank out.
That's rusty water.
This is going to be so soggy right here. This is horrible. But I can't move the tank. It's too heavy. Now I feel like it's going to be too low. I think I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It's a new day and we're out here again working on this project. Last night it took a lot longer than we expected to get this hole dug and leveled. And so we were working well into the dark. And we actually had to pull our bus up here, turn on the headlights just to see what we were doing so we could finish this job. But we did get it finished. We got the concrete mixed, poured into our frame, and I think it's good. Let's go over there and check it. And then we're gonna go from there. And while that's curing, we're gonna start working on the water lines. The first thing I'm gonna do is see if it's level at all. I call that level. That's good. It's pretty good. It's between the lines. Let's put some water on it so it doesn't dry out. We want to keep it damp while it's curing. So just bring over the low bucket. We'll pour some water on here and we'll leave it for now. So we're over at the mobile home now, and this is where the water line comes out of the ground. It just shoots up like that. And it goes over here. Let's follow it. Goes up, turns over, goes all the way over there to the hose over there. The first thing I want to do is get this pipe off from this strap. They ran the plumbing up on top of these mobile home straps. I could cut the plumbing and move it, but I want to try to keep the cutting to a minimum. So I'm going to try to undo the strap and see if I can just get it, you know, disgusting. Okay. You guys ever see how these mobile home straps work? They have a bolt that's cut straight down the middle. And the strap goes right through the bolt, and then you tighten up the bolt and it wraps it up and it pulls it tight. Just making sure that's in there all the way. It kind of acts like a carriage bolt. It has a square piece that locks in so that it doesn't unwind. There, good enough. Right here, it's hard to see where we are from your guys' perspective, but we're going to be teeing off so that we can go to the water inlet to the mobile home where the water heater is. Oh!
Wow.
Right in my face. There was still pressure on that line and I got it right in the face. Right here is the inlet for the water to the entire home. 3/4 inch male fitting. Have my pipe fitting that we have to thread onto here first. I'm going to put an elbow, boop, on the end of this pipe. Well, we're going to see how it works. Now I have to put it like this. You might see I'm not using primer. This is actually Fusion PVC, single step PVC cement. So it's a single step product and it takes the place of primer and glue. It might not be accepted everywhere, but that's what I'm using. You know, I don't know if I got that straight, but we'll hope it is.
Don't tip the glue over.
All right, we got some new pipes we're going to be connecting up. Let's send these down. That goes to the house, but these will go to the hose bibs. So let's come down to the end of the pipe, add a coupling. We have to keep extending this down further. So now we're down to the end of this pipe, right here. And we are going to tee off and put a hose outlet on both sides, front and back of the home. Now we're just winging this. This isn't scientific. It's just going to be close enough. And we have a kind of an interesting idea of how to do the hoses on the outside of the house. Since we don't have the skirting up and we don't have anything to attach it to, we have an idea I think will be cool. So let's try it out, see if it's gonna work. We'll glue this up. I might be getting a little ahead of myself here and I prematurely glued this in. I really want to dig it down a little bit here. So
Want me to like lift it up?
yeah, at least I can see where it is. We'll try it. We'll just work carefully around it. We trenched a little trench. And now we're elbowing up. So the idea is that we can go under whatever future skirting we're doing. I bought this little baby fence post, and what I want to do is pound it right in at that elbow. You're going to see this is going to be actually the support for the hose bib that we're going to be doing. So let me pound this in now that we have a good location. How high up do we want it to go?
It's a little crooked, I think.
Okay, got that done. Now I'm going to glue it into the elbow, I guess. Let me fix this. I just want to make sure it's not digging into the pipe.
Yeah.
Do you guys see what I'm working toward here? You see this? The pipe fits into this U-post so nicely, and it stiffens it up so that you're not accidentally going to just knock it over, run into it. It'll give us some strength here. Let's go ahead and get this painted up with some compound thread sealant. I feel like thread sealant like this, pipe dope, is better at sealing than tape. And now check this out. I bought one of these where the pipe goes in this way, but you see the angle of this? Well, that feels rather easy to turn.
It looked like it was getting stiff.
It was getting stiff, but I was just doing it by hand. Let me see if I can get it around one more time. I don't know, it's plastic threads. Let me think. Maybe we'll test it and see if there's leaks. If there's no leaks,
Yeah, leave it.
we'll just
before we
leave it.
break it.
There it is. Hose comes down. Whoop. Looks beautiful. And pretty good, actually. And then obviously, if we get rid of these roots,
Oh.
it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah. It's like Mr. Bean.
We can just fill this back in. So now you have to imagine the home with skirting here, everything sealed up, nice little hose coming out of the ground, front and back, center of the home, and it wobbles, but it doesn't fall down. So that's the way I'm doing it. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side of the house. We're just going to measure, send it straight that way and out. Okay, ready? That was the root.
Chunk.
Another one.
Yep.
We did a little bit of trenching under the home. Got this pipe glued up. We're gonna cut it to length right now and do the other thing here. Oh, the elbow's over there. Really ever get to work with little PVC like this. So this is kind of new for me. And that won't be today.
No. We'll be done after this stuff. Would just go right there.
Let's leave it right there. We'll give it one more turn if it leaks. Otherwise, look at that. It looks good. The green handle matches that.
Perfect. They're normal.
So there it is. We got our two hose bibs. Do you guys call them bibs, spigots, or what? What do you guys call? This is called a brass bent nose garden valve. That's what's on the label.
I always called them spigots when I was young, but I know that's wrong. It's supposed to be spigot, but everybody says spigot.
Yeah, I wonder, is that a New York thing? Is that a northern thing, spigot? Or do you guys say spigot? Do you say spigot? Do you say hose bib? A bib?
What's that other one?
You know.
I can't think of it right now.
That's weird.
Can you think of it? You know it. Say it. We have dogs visiting us. What's the word?
I think it has to do with a chicken. But
I know, I can't think of it though.
this is the sill.
Oh, silcock.
That was good progress. We actually have the water hooked up under the mobile home, which is pretty cool. That means hoses are done and it's hooked to the house. Now we just have to get this done. So before we go tonight, let's pull the frame off, the form off, the concrete. Let's just get that out of the way. And maybe start digging up the pipe here so we have access to the PVC and see what we need to do to pull this back together. Help me.
That worked good.
Guys, that came out pretty good. So we're about to run out of time on our camera. We're gonna stop right now. We're gonna look at this a few minutes, get it ready. See, that wasn't so bad. We're back before you even knew it. We are here taking a look at our work, and I wanna show you guys something really strange that we found. Well, it's not strange, but it's strange to me. Last night when digging up this water line and preparing for our work today. So let me show you what's going on. Here's the slab that we poured. Here is the original water line. We thought it went down into the ground, straight over to the home. But when I started digging it out a little bit to just see what it was doing, because I knew I had to, you know, fix some things, I found that it didn't go this way. It went this way, away from the home. It travels through the ground sideways, all the way over to here, and then elbows this way. Very strange. I don't know why it does that. That's looking really good. I wish you could see how close the connections at the well fit up when I just set that in place. I am amazed right now. But right now I just want to visualize, come up. I guess the first thing we're going to do is just cut this pipe. I want to get it out of my way. I'll be cutting it back again anyway.
Okay.
Now let's get this out of the way. So there we go. And now I'm going to drill a post hole right here. I'm going to use this for my support for my water filter. So the wire I can see is over here. So we should be totally safe drilling right here. Let me check that. I want to go about 2 feet. I don't want it too deep, I decided. There we go.
Nice.
I'm switching gears a little bit, decided to reconnect this section of pipe. I'm going to throw a bit of this thread sealant on here, not because this is a sealing area, it's not. This union seals on the inside, not on these threads, but what this will do is help this slide on the threads easier. Because it's a little bit rusty and I just want to make sure it tightens up properly without too much drag. You can feel it's a little bit grindy. I mean, this has been here probably since the 80s, so you have to expect it to have a little bit of corrosion. I hope I can get this old union to seal again. Ay, ay, ay. I know how tight it was when it came off, so I'm trying to get it there. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and we'll check it for leaks. And if it leaks, we'll come back at it and tighten it up more. Well, I'm kind of jumping ahead without you guys, but I just got this attached, okay? Everything's looking good. Here's our new pressure switch. I'm kind of winging this. I'm not familiar with this old style of tank. And I put a 40-60 switch on it, which means it's going to turn on at 40, like when it drops below 40 psi. It'll turn off at 60 psi. And I don't know if that's the right one. So I'm going to wing it. We're going to try it for now and hope for the best. I think the system would work fine at 30-50 also. That's the other switch. But that would just be less water pressure. I'm not really sure. Look at this.
Oh, they did that. We can't leave it like that.
Guys, I just noticed a problem down here. Somebody must have hit this with something, weed whacking or whatever. Well, I don't know if you're gonna see it, but look at this. There's a big hole in the wire and they got a wire nut in here. That's terrible. Look at that. It was right in the dirt and I didn't see it before. But that doesn't seem safe. I feel like this is going well so far. We have our tank looking good on its new base. We have our post in the ground, and we went to the store and picked up what we needed to finish this job, fix the wire, and get this all situated. So the first thing I'm gonna do is install a water filter bracket on this post. I'm gonna put some flashing tape on here, I decided, because it would probably be a non-issue, but separating the metal from the post will actually make it last longer and prevent it from corroding. Okay, this is good because now that my filter is mounted, I can come out and I can figure out the plumbing to connect it to the tank. That's kind of what I've needed, is just getting the pipes laid out. There it is. That feels better. We're going to be doing our valve next. Get our shut off on here. Do you want it like this? Like,
Not on the bottom.
not on the bottom? Does that look nice and sideways?
Yep.
That looks good.
Yeah. Move it more. It just moved back. Yeah, that looks pretty straight.
How's that looking?
Awesome.
I feel like we're doing it okay. This looks too high actually, but
Nah, it looks fine.
so now we've got it to the point where we can connect it to the house. Are we almost done?
Yeah.
So right here, look in the ground, there's the pipe. We're actually going to be cutting it way back to here. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to elbow straight up. Hopefully we can cut this and not get dirt in it.
Should we go over there today?
There's a lot of water coming out, which isn't good because I was just about to glue it. Now I have water in the pit. I'm going to try my best to just do this in the dirtiness of this filthy pipe. Let me rub this again. If there's any bad joints in the whole thing, it's going to be this one in the ground because the pipe was dirty. Not ideal.
That was the last piece. It's done.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
It's a little bit huge, but we just had to work with what was there.
Yeah. Cool.
I believe all the plumbing is done. I mean, from the tank to the house, everything is done. That's awesome. But we still have this electrical problem to deal with. So let's hit this quick so that we can get the well turned on and see if there's any leaks. And I decided to pick up a underground splice kit. This will allow us to actually cut and splice that wire, repair it, waterproof it, and put it back in the ground. Let's cut this old wire. So we cut the wire, I stripped the end of it, and we're gonna splice it back together, but I need to know where it's going in the ground. So what I wanna do to protect it, I don't want it getting hit again, is I'm gonna try to protect it with some flexible conduit like this. It's really better than nothing. I'm not gonna be able to show too much of this working in the hole, but basically there's a splice block with, 4 different splices, and we only need 3 of those. and basically put the wires in, match them up, black to black, white to white, screw them in, and that's all. We're just hooking the two wires back together. What are you whispering?
Still leaving.
Connect these. I have to remember to put the heat shrink on here. Look at the size of this huge heat shrink tube they give. So we're going to slide that on there. Now we have to match up. Okay. If I did this right, it should be done. We're going to slide the heat shrink tubing up over this. I feel like it's not shrinking anymore, so let me just squeeze it down around the... Because the thing is, there's glue inside here, and the glue will seal it.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. We just got to make sure it's kind of touching the wire. You see, I wish that conduit was a tiny bit longer now, but it would have been hard to get the heat shrink tubing on. I probably could have undone this side again, lifted it up. You know what? I could do that. I have this. I could just scrap that piece. I wonder if I could get a piece of conduit to go right down over the heat shrink. Let's do that. Let's swap out this short piece for a longer piece. I can get it into the ground further. All right, we have our new conduit on here all the way down as far as it can go, straight up in here. It's looking better. Well guys, this has been quite the project, but I think we just finished up. I think it's done. I got the wires all tidied up. Everything looks really good. I love how now we have the wires protected in that. We need some more dirt in the hole. I have to gather up some dirt from somewhere. But we have our new sediment filter plumbed up, going down to the house, new hoses, everything's hooked up. Guys, we just finished up. I wanted to test out the water. I want to see if there's any leaks, but all of a sudden it's raining. It just comes out of nowhere. So I don't know if we can stand out here and mess around with the electrical box and everything, but here's where we're at. We're gonna leave the filter off. We're not gonna send water to the house yet. So we have the valve off, but when we're ready, we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna pressure test the system. We're gonna flush out the tank. We're gonna get any sediment and rust out of it that we can. And then we're just gonna check for leaks around this. We're gonna check for leaks. We're gonna make sure that pressure switch is working properly and see if it turns on and off at the right time. And if it's good, then we can turn it onto the house.
Oh, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's the air coming out of the tank. As the water fills, it comes out there.
Yeah.
And there's a valve here that will turn off when the water gets up to the right height. It's building pressure.
Is this supposed to come out?
It's not supposed to, but that always leaked.
Will that continue to come out like that?
It'll stop eventually. I know this looks like a leak down here. It does leak. This valve is bad, but it's still, it won't be a problem. I'll explain that in a minute. We're at almost 40. We're at 38 PSI. It's building some big pressure. It should turn off at 60. Fiddle.
Yeah.
Hopefully this tank can hold 60 PSI. Whoa, it turned off.
55-ish. And that stopped leaking.
Yep. The first half of this test is good. We're holding pressure. Everything looks good. I don't see any leaks. That valve only leaks when the pump is running. It's part of the system. It's not supposed to leak, but it doesn't hurt anything. I'm going to relieve pressure out of here. We're going to see how long the well pump runs to bring it back up to pressure. It should turn on right at when it gets to 40 psi, but this gauge might not be accurate.
Okay, let's see what it does.
Okay.
Okay, it's at the 2. About 25 seconds.
Wow.
So it's not the right switch.
Well, it's debatable. I'll have to look into this. It only took about half a minute to refill it.
25 seconds.
That's not great because it's kind of like short cycling the pump. You want your pump to run as long as you can while it's running. So I don't know how to fix that. Here's the thing. If you were using, like I turned the water off as soon as the well pump came on. In practice, you're going to be usually using the water, so it will take longer to get it up to pressure. You'll be running a shower, running the water.
Yeah.
It won't be like you're turning it off as soon as that well pump turns on.
You want to test it and see if it's running, how long it runs for?
Maybe. So it won't be like bad, but what I want to see is if I change the pressure on the switch, will it affect it? If it's at a lower pressure, does that take longer or shorter to fill up, or does it not change it at all? See, I don't know. I'm not a well guy. I just know how it works, but I don't know the sciences. So, I mean, it could work identical to how it did before for the last 40 years. We never timed it before. It's better if your pump runs at least a minute, but I would say so far, big success.
Yep.
It's all back together. The water's running. It's been a long, this is a week.
Or more.
Over a week.
Yeah.
To get this far because everything's been slow this week. It's a hard time to get stuff done, but we got it done. It looks awesome. It looks professional. Step aside. Let's look at the professionalism.
Yeah, everything's straight.
I wish it wasn't like so wide, that pipe going across, but that's literally where the water line is in the ground, and I didn't know that until after we got everything in it. But they put the well and the pipe far apart. This is the first time that this home has had a filter, so we're gonna have better water. That means our fixtures should last longer and there should be less rust or any problems like that. After we get our water filter installed, we're gonna be turning on the water to the house. We're gonna get water on in the house. We'll take you along. And that's gonna be fun because we're gonna see if we have any problems in the house. We're gonna have our toilet working, our sinks working. It's gonna be awesome. There it is, mission accomplished. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.